Brandon Pimentel for the Fight Guys here. We're outside at LA Live in the beautiful Conga room. We just got done with the Triple G versus Daniel Jacobs press conference here in Los Angeles. They had their first leg yesterday in New York. And honestly, this press conference made me excited about the fight. I was already excited about it, but Jacobs sold me on this fight. I see some fire in him that I've never seen before. Obviously, this is like the first time I've ever got to speak with him live and in person and everything. But I love the fight. And the addition of Chocolatito on it as the co-main event, it's amazing. That's it, you know? So just all along, just give us your thoughts and everything about the fight, what you guys think.
Yeah, that 1-2 punch of Gennady and Chocolatito is great. It's worked from the beginning. It's going to keep working. Fred needs a fire for real because he's fucking Make sure you got it. All right. No, I mean, I can't wait. I mean, seeing them, we saw the pictures yesterday, all of us. We saw, he was a little taller. He just physically looked bigger. Seeing in person, he is. I think you're right. I think talking to Danny, very confident. He's at least sounding like he's put the Pirog fight behind him. Shit, man. I mean, I was doing the research before we got here, and he has a 91% KO ratio. Gennady has a 92% KO ratio. It's not going to last long. Or who knows? Who knows if it's going to last long? But it seems like it's going to end violently. So I can't wait. It's going to be a great matchup for sure.
I mean, you know me. I've been excited about this fight from the beginning. I can't lie. Gennady's my favorite fighter currently, but what I like most about this fight.
What do you say?
Bias. What I like most about this fight is that
that's why they called you about the slave option.
Daniel Jacobs. You got upset that they called me first? Hey, Dominic!
I'll explain that in a minute.
I got one of the first Gennady interviews. What I like about the fight is that Daniel Jacobs is a real threat, man. I've said this before. I'm afraid for Gennady because he has a good chance of pulling off the upset. He's got the power, he's got the speed, he's got a great amateur career. Now the only question that's hanging around his head is his chin. Now we know he's been knocked out once before against Pirog. He was put down against the Snake, the Latin Snake, who's not a big puncher, Sergio Mora. But nonetheless, it's a great fight. It's an exciting one. It's one of the best fights that can be made for 2017. And it's the toughest test for Gennady Golovkin, vice versa for Daniel Jacobs. I just can't wait. I've been talking about it.
You can see his excitement.
I'll say this. If Gennady Golovkin beats him, I think it could potentially validate what we have seen in the past 34, 35, however many fights is. And what I do believe is that Daniel Jacobs gets the process. So if he has to box to win, he'll box to win. If he sees weaknesses in his body, he'll go to the body. If he believes he can exchange with him, he'll exchange. I believe that going to chemotherapy and going actually through the process of being down, it does more for life than actually defeating cancer. It allows you to understand how to win. You know what I mean? And I think he has the ability to win. You know what I mean? Whatever it takes to win. And fast forward, I don't have a prediction for this fight just yet. I'm literally excited about this fight, but I want to say this. I read an ESPN article yesterday. It said the two top pound for pound fighters are going to fight on March 18th. Chocolatito and Triple G. Thank you. How can they be
award
pound?
Rank.
Yeah,
award rank.
yeah. It's actually not a award rank. I mean, if you're a boxing purist, you actually should agree with me on this.
It's true.
Triple G's only fought in one division. 44, 45 opponents Chocolatito has fought we don't know of. 43 because he fought the Asian kid and he fought Quadras. Those are two notable opponents. And Andre Ward has literally dominated 168 and 175. When you beat the best opponent at 175, it validates you. When you beat Carl Froch, who destroyed Kessler, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah.
Carl Froch validates you. You see what I'm saying? And it bothers me that Andre Ward is not getting a crowd. I know I'm going off on the tangent, but it bothers me that March 18th, the fans are going to believe, the novice fans are going to believe you're watching the two best pound-for-pound fighters in the world, when I genuinely believe Andre Ward is the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world. Do you think he's the best fighter? You're on your own. You're on your own with that. But pound for pound, in terms of, was it 105 is the lowest division? What's the lowest division?
105.
105 is the lowest division. To heavyweight, you can be as big as you want. I mean, That's just
I
my
just
opinion.
wasn't sold on Andre Ward's victory.
Yeah, that's
over
fine.
Hogan, you know?
That's-
That's another.
Yeah.
I just had to say that.
Yeah.
I just had to say that.
Now, let's get back to Triple G versus Jacobs, because obviously we already know most of the promotion going on to 24/7 and everything. Most of the focus.
Oh,
on
they have it
HBO
at 24/7.
Yeah,
Yes.
And
Yeah,
most
that's
of the
exciting.
HBO side, yes, they
He's
will
just
show-
getting excited to work
they
himself
will
up.
show- They will show Jacobs, but most of it we all know is going to be Golovkin.
Yeah.
But let's talk about us right here. Let's talk within ourselves of the super team that Daniel Jacobs is actually bringing up here. You know, Virgil Hunter opened up the gym to them. He's going to be advising them throughout this fight. So, you know, Virgil Hunter has been glued to Triple G because of Andre Ward and about a potential fight there. So, Virgil Hunter's had his eye on Triple G. So, he's going to help with the game plan while Rozier trades. Then he's bringing in Chris Algieri, a former world champion, to be the nutritionist, the avocado king of New York, as we know him. You know?
Yep.
So, just,
Forget about the cage.
but, you know,
Free range avocados.
let's talk about just that super team and how you guys feel that Chris Algieri and Virgil Hunter will help with this training camp.
I think it all adds to it. I mean, I know you just said the focus is going to be on Triple G. I disagree. I feel that a lot of focus is going to be paid to Jacobs because not a lot of people know him. People know Triple G already. So, I mean, Triple G is going to get his camera time. I have no fear about that. But I think the more maybe compelling parts of the 24/7 series will actually be the Jacobs fight because of the stuff you just said about
Yeah,
Virgil
he's the
Hill.
miracle man.
Because I mean, yeah,
He's got a great story.
Not enough people know that he beat cancer. That's amazing. I mean, it's an incredible accomplishment in itself. So yeah, and then you tack on the Virgil Hill factor. They're training there, or Hunter. I'm sorry, Virgil Hunter. Training there, like you said, Hunter's been looking at Triple G for a while now because of Andre Ward. It could only help, of course. I don't know about Algieri as a nutritionist. I don't know what his resume with that is. I know we all see his food like on Instagram and stuff, and it's cool, I guess. But yeah, I think a good portion of it is going to be dedicated to Jacobs because not enough people know about him, and that's what HBO needs. HBO needs people to know who he is and know that he's a legit threat to Triple G.
I mean, it really shows how serious Jacobs is, but I don't know what to make of it as far as bringing on Chris Algieri, like you mentioned, the nutritionist. I mean, we all know he's in great shape, but Jacobs is always in good shape, so I don't know how much that's going to be a factor. Bringing in Virgil Hunter, having a second set of eyes, I think that's pretty good. I think that's going to help him. I think they're going to implement a good game plan. I just don't know how far that's going to take him against the Triple G Express train.
Quick question about that. Do you guys see that as maybe like a weakness mentally because they've never done this before? They never pushed the whole, we're bringing in an X-Fighter for nutritionist.
I'm actually thinking about it as more of a mental game because obviously Triple G and Abel know that they've been tied to Virgil Hunter and Andre Ward, and now that they have somebody who's actually been paying attention to them, being a second eye, being able to see, being a second and a third eye, because Ward's going to be at that camp as well.
Yeah.
So they're playing a mental game with Triple G and Abel on this one.
But
I don't
Andre
I
said
think it's more of a yes, what you said is true about the eyes being on Triple G for so long and all that.
Perspective. It's how you view it. It's how you view it.
Yeah, I guess because if I were them, I'd be like, they need all the help. They know they need all the help they can get because what they have right now and what they're doing right now isn't going to work. So they know they need as much help as they can get. That's how I would see it if I were able. I'd be like, well, shit, yeah, get as much help as you can get because if you mentally already know you can do it already and you need as much help as you can get, yeah, I agree. You probably do as much.
Just a sidebar on that, I've always wanted the greatest Mexican trainer to combine with the greatest black trainer. And I'm not discrediting Russians and all that because the styles.
Oh,
Yeah, that'd be amazing.
I interviewed Robert Garcia. He may not remember it, but I said, Robert Garcia, what would it be like to start from the beginning? You have your best Mexican fighter and a black trainer like I said, Floyd Mayweather Sr. He has his best black fighter, and you guys go into camp with these two fighters, and you raise them from 0-0 and see how great they become. You get the athletic outside, you get the athletic exterior boxer against the interior puncher, and that would be like a great combination. And Virgil Hunter, being as we call him in my eyes, this Phil Jackson of boxing per se. You get what I'm saying? In my eyes, it only can help because it builds an energy, it builds a momentum, and getting to your point, it's perspective, how you view it. So Virgil Hunter probably will be trainer of the year if Manny Robles doesn't get it. I think Manny Robles
should get it. Yep.
Should get it, but in my heart, Virgil Hunter is my emotional trainer of the year. I don't know, but adding to give a damn about Chris Algieri training. I mean, I don't give a fuck about that. He needs to focus on Andre Berto. If he's fighting Andre Berto, I know it's not happening. I'm just saying, whoever he's fighting next, focus on that. I mean,
It's just another paycheck.
Yeah, I can give two shits
And
about
you know what,
him.
it might even be an inclination that he's like, yeah, this is
Who he is.
already.
This is who he
what I
is.
gotta
Well, shit, I
accomplish.
mean, he got washed out, you know. So, but I
How many title shots have you got?
3.
Like, no,
94. The motherfucker got 94 title shots. And a combination of all those title fights, he's been knocked down 78 times.
Obviously, see the exaggeration, but you know Chris Algieri's record lost 3 times, knocked down by Pacquiao,
Oh,
Ruslan,
shit.
and
How
knocked
many times
down
he got knocked down by Ruslan in the first round? Second
twice.
round? Twice. Pacquiao
6 times, and Spence 3 times, and then ultimately the knockout.
He likes to go down.
Huh?
He likes to go
In
down.
the DM? But yeah, man, I give two shits. I think Chris Algieri is a gatekeeper. No disrespect to Chris Algieri. What he did was amazing to go from one discipline to the next discipline. But as a boxer, he's maxed himself out.
Yeah,
He got the HBO money. He got the pay-per-view money. If this is his swan song, hey, everyone has a lane. Like, I can't fight at the professional level, so I'm holding a microphone. I'm holding a camera. I got a pen in my hand. So I mean, that's the reality of it. So yeah.
Ultimately, the price $54.95. Pretty good for boxing fans. Obviously, it's a great price. You get Chocolatito. We're hearing rumors that Quadras might be on the undercard as well to have his own fight. That way they can set up the rematch between Chocolatito
like
and Quadras and everything. So we're more than likely getting Quadras, Chocolatito, and Triple G plus another fight to start it off. Your thoughts on the price point, and obviously one of us is going to order and we're going to go to that person's place. But if we were separated and everything, would you put your money on it? I know I would.
Yeah, no, it's worth it. I mean, already just with Chocolatito and Triple G and JACOBS, that's already better than some pay-per-views last year. I mean, main events. Boxing needs to get away from just selling the main event.
Agreed.
They're real big on like, oh, everyone just pays for the main event. Like UFC is changing the game on that. UFC has 3-4 main events per pay-per-view, if not 5 or 6. I mean, sometimes every single fight on there is like main event worthy.
Shit, the undercard that's televised and the prelims are usually main event fights.
The FS1 card could be a
Like Tyron Woodley was on the undercard, and I was like, damn, and that was like my introduction to UFC. You know, like,
and that was the best fight of that night. Yeah. So yeah, boxing needs to take a page out of that book and put 3-4 fights. Maybe even change the game. Don't put 4 fights only. Like we all know we're getting pay-per-view. Like you said, we're gonna get Quadras and another fight to open. Like we all know it's gonna be 4 fights. UFC has 5-6 fights sometimes. You know what I mean? You change that. Sometimes it's 6, and the only reason it's 5 is because someone doesn't make weight the day before, or some bullshit happens like the day before, or whatever. But
And even then, with UFC, like you're saying, when they have a fight that goes short, they actually add one of the exciting fights in the untelevised portion and put it on the pay-per-view. That way they could fill in some time. You know, obviously with pay-per-view, you know, they could do that as well with boxers, but they have a certain time frame of when they want the fighters to come out. So if a fight does end quickly, they see another fight that was exciting, they could probably put it on there and introduce somebody new that nobody knew was actually on the card.
And I think that's, you know, kind of going back to that aspect is like surprises. Put 5 cards, put 5 fights on there.
Yeah.
Do what Fern just said that UFC does. Put on a card that I'm thinking of a Showtime card. But yeah, if you have a hot prospect that's on, you know, whatever, like the HBO, put something on HBO 3 or whatever. You know what I mean? Like Showtime Extreme does.
Yeah.
And then if a fight ends early, then show that fight again. Like surprise us a little bit. But yeah, for sure. I mean, going back to this pay-per-view, it's worth the money for sure. I mean, you're getting 2 pound great fighters. So.
Abel and Gennady are downstairs. We could get a little shot of that. It's just Abel.
Yeah.
It's just probably Abel, but fans are there, tying with him and everything. Yeah, Abel's right there.
So let's wrap this shit up.
But yeah, Dom just dropped his phone. He's trying to get Abel's attention. Maybe he'll run down and get him for us.
Yeah, we'll probably go get that
We'll probably go get that right now for you guys.
So
So let's wrap it up. Let's wrap this shit up.
Yeah.
All right, so would you order the pay-per-view?
Yeah. I mean,
Dom-
Triple G is good enough. Triple G is
Dom,
good
would you
enough.
order the pay-per-view?
Yes.
Y'all should order the pay-per-view.
Y'all
Yeah,
for
exactly.
sure better order the pay-per-view. This is going to be a good event. Trust me, this is exactly what boxing needs. The best fighting the best. I gave y'all my rant last time when the 2 best fought twice. Y'all didn't order it. You should order this one. Any last words?
That's it. Subscribe to our channels. We got all the footage for today.